Typically, okay? When I'm doing my translation services, I'm not doing that either, just at cost. I'm going to always add something to it. $15. I mean, if I made $15 an hour, and if you make $15 an hour, great. But in my industry, because I consider myself an upscale notary, okay, not just upscale, but I am very skilled, highly skilled at what I do. You good, Jasmine? I'm highly skilled at what I do. I expect to be compensated for that. Okay. I'm not a $2 notary. I don't do anything for $2. I don't even charge the $2 in my state. I can charge $2 per document. Okay. So you cannot notarize a birth certificate. You cannot notarize a transcript for school. Okay. You cannot notarize. Let me take that one back. As a notary, you probably shouldn't be the one. That one's kind of tricky. Lori, thank you so much. Like and subscribe, people. That one is kind of tricky. I'm not going to touch the transcript because that one is a little tricky. We have to do a little deep dive on that one. So I'm not going to get into that one because that one you cannot. It's kind of tricky. But also, what else can you not do? Birth certificate, marriage certificate, death certificate. Okay. That's another document you will never, as a notary, be certifying copy of and apostilling. Okay. So really we got two steps that we're talking about. I might need to do a whole nother video on certified copies. But we talk about that actually in training. So some things I'm just not going to talk about here because I think it requires a little bit more and it's unfair to me and to you to try to teach you something here that I know you need more. So I give you enough to think about it, to process it, and then to say, you know what? Hey, I think I need more training on that. I think I want to be a pro. I want to apostille like a pro. So I'm going to check out Kimmi's apostille training or the mentorship. Okay. Now I want to talk about Jasmine's signing right quick. Again, her being the third notary. So I don't have all the specifics in her signing, but I have been the third notary. We talked about this with, I think we spoke about this with Angela, Notary in Real Life. And I know we talked about it before with Jeffrey. We have been the third notary assigned to a case. Can I get maybe one reason why? Sorry, y'all. Can you give me one reason why they would have to call out another notary? Give me one reason. It's a lot of them, but just give me one. What's one reason why they have to call out another notary? And in this case, two more. And that's why they cannot afford to pay us. Okay, signing companies cannot afford to pay us everything that we are deserving of and we feel that we need and we want because they already got to pay 2 or 3 notaries. So they start out with $20. They start out with $30. See who's going to bite. Errors. Yeah. Mistakes. Okay. It could be the date. It could be the signature. It could be anything. And I actually had another one from mentorship really quick. One of my notaries, he did an attorney signing, okay? And remember, Lisa's correct too. Stamp not clear and legible. Correct. Legible. Okay? Excuse me. What is this tickle when I go live on YouTube, y'all? I probably should have had some water. But anyway, one of our mentees, on one of his signings, he had an attorney signing, right? And you would expect, I need to eat dinner, y'all. You would expect the attorney to know how to properly notarize, right? They're an attorney, for God's sake. They've been in school 8 years, 12 years, whatever, right? Cheryl says missing notarizations. Correct. These are a lot of reasons why a notarization would have to be reassigned. Okay. A lot of reasons. Missing signatures. Yep. Angela. Thank you, Angela. So in his case, though, as I told him and as we talked through it in mentorship, we cannot expect that other notaries, because sometimes you'll go be a witness and you watching them do their notarization. You're like, what the heck? What are they doing? That's not making sense. Okay. That's not how we do things at Notary Educators. That's not how I was taught to notarize. So you kind of bite your tongue. I've had so many notaries come back and say, oh my God, Miss Kimmi, you won't believe what the notary did. So we got to remember, everybody is not out there notarizing like a pro. Okay, they're just not. They're out there notarizing, but not like a pro. Okay, so we got to be clear. There's a lot of people out there notarizing, but they don't know what they're doing. So that's why they have to pay one notary to go out $20. The next notary they'll pay $50. And then finally, by the time they get to me, they got to pay me $75 or $100, depending on what the signing is. Okay, so you see how that works? They're trying to save money. They don't know who knows what. So we just had a situation too in our group where someone said, well, you know what? I don't take the lower paying jobs, right? $30. And I'm not taking that. $40. I'm not taking that. $50. I don't know. YouTube said I should get 100. Okay. YouTube says I should get 100. So I ain't leaving my house under 100. Wrong answer, because somebody else came back in the group and said, you know what? I started taking those $30 jobs, and next thing I know, I'm getting offers automatically for higher amounts. Why? Because they already know this other notary who's been trained by notary educators knows how to notarize like a pro. The documents aren't coming back. Okay? They're not coming back. So that's why it's so important to have proper training. Okay? It's so important. Does your state require training? They do have a little testing now, Jason, that they're asking people to do. You pay $10, you take this little test, but it's nothing like the training. Let me tell you how deep training is, guys, because Texas is requiring training in September, I think it is. They're going to require a 2-hour training. California has a 6-hour training. We have all kind of California students in our class. We have students all across all 50 states, because one thing for sure is that all your documents are not going to originate in your state. So when you talk about notary training, even though your state may have training, they don't train you like a pro. Why do I say that? They give you basics. It's going to be sometimes a good foundation, sometimes nothing. Okay, let's just be clear. But the reason I say they don't teach you how to notarize like a pro and to have the business that we talk about over here in Notary Educators is because it's not going to be all this real life stuff. I'm giving you real life stuff. Like what I just told you about this apostille starting in the beginning. If you call anybody, any other notary, they're going to be like, sure, make a copy of it. I'll notarize it. That's not the process. It's not the process. You got to know the process. You got to know it, and you got to know it well. Okay. We ain't half stepping. Y'all remember that song? Ain't no half stepping. I don't want to get copyright, but we ain't doing that. We ain't going off half cocked. When you do something over here, because I've told people many a time, get that signing back. You're not ready. Let somebody else do it. Okay. If you know a little something and you've taken the training courses in order, I got you. I can help you. Even my mentees, if they sign up for mentorship. Oh, I signed up for mentorship, so Ms. Kimmi gonna talk me all the way through 150-page loan signing. No, she's not. I can't. There's no way in 5 minutes I can teach you how to do 150 pages. It's just not. Now you come in the mentorship, you follow the program, you watch some of the courses, at least the main core courses, right? And you can get those in the basic plan for $27 per month. If you watch even just the basic ones, then we can help you. But in the $27 plan, you don't get the live coaching. So you got to just see which works best for your budget. But you do get the main teaching. Okay. So you just got to see which one works better. I'll talk about the mentorship in a moment. But all that being said is we have to be sure of what we're doing. You don't want to be out there faking it till you make it. I want you apostilling like a pro, notarizing like a pro, ink fingerprinting like a pro. Okay. And that's how you make the money that we're talking about. That's how you go from a $30 job to getting offers for $75. Okay. Double right there. And it doesn't take that long. You do 2 or 3 good jobs for a company, they got you. That's how you become preferred. That was always a question. How do I become preferred? How do I become preferred? Okay. You ain't got to ask about becoming preferred, because you will be preferred when you do good work. Jason says, I asked because some states require nothing but a bond and application. Jason, you are correct. Most states do not require any type of training, period. I'm going to put the link in there again. If anybody wants to join me on stage, you can. Only requirement is having your camera on. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about, your business or something going on in the industry, whatever.